So now let's look at the next topic of this chapter, which is called as fuel cell, one of the very important topic. So यहाँ पर नाम डाल देते हैं fuel cells. So first of all, before starting with the fuel cell, the example of fuel cell, let's see how normally energy are produced. So you know, like most of the energy are produced, more commonly the energy is produced by thermal power plant. And if you see the work of thermal power plant, मैं यहाँ पर just एक note point में लिख लेता हूँ, बाद में we will clear it out. That most of the energy is produced from thermal power plant. So यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं thermal power plant. And what happens in thermal power plant is that the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy and then it is stored. This electrical energy is stored और बाद में ये later use के लिए it is transferred. So normally what happens in thermal power plant is that a large amount of a chemical energy is converted or it is transferred first of all into water molecule, and this water molecule from liquid state it is converted into H2O and that is gases. And this gas is having very high pressure. High pressure steam में इसको convert किया जाता है. And now this high pressure steam is used to rotate. यहाँ पर हम कह सकते हैं it is used to rotate turbine. And because of movement of this turbine or the blades of this thermal power plant, this will produce, यहाँ पर ये produce करेगा electrical energy. And this will see like from chemical energy from this left side. It is getting converted into the electrical energy on the right hand side. Now to overall process, let's say अगर हमारे पास 100 joule of chemical energy available है and उससे जो electrical energy produce होगा, that will be approximately we can say 40 to 50% only. So here we can see say the efficiency of a few thermal power plant, it is approximately 40 to 50%. So यहाँ पर हम ये drawback list down कर सकते हैं. Second is it is a very high pollutant because it will create a large amount of a pollution. So that is why it should be like its use should be minimized. So ये दो major reason है, like efficiency भी उसकी काफी कम है and it is also a very high source of pollution. So that is why like thermal power plants say if you want to produce electrical energy, it is not advisable. In fact, we can use the alternative source, and that alternative source is nothing but a galvanic cell. So here we can use galvanic cell as a fuel cell. So इससे use क्या होगा? That we know that galvanic cell is the one which directly converts chemical energy into electrical energy. ठीक है, सो ये हमारा एक फर्स्ट पॉइंट हो जाएगा. देन सेकेंड इज देर इज नो, मतलब ये वाले केस में देर इज नो लॉट ऑफ इंटरमीडिएट फॉर्मेशन. इनफैक्ट बहुत ही जल्दी हमारा इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी इससे प्रोड्यूस हो सकता है. देन सेकेंड इज इट हैज अ नो पॉल्यूटेंट. लेट्स से यहाँ पर देर इज नो पॉल्यूशन एट ऑल. दैट जो गैल्वेनिक सेल का ये इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस का प्रोसेस होता है, इलेक्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री में जो प्रोसेस होता है गैल्वेनिक सेल का, इट डज नॉट प्रोड्यूस एनी पॉल्यूशन. सो इट इज पॉल्यूशन फ्री एंड ऑल्सो एफिशिएंसी इज वेरी हाई. यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं efficiency is high, and that is why we need to use a galvanic cell as an alternative for thermal power plant. Now let's see the example of this galvanic cell which can be used to produce the fuel or to produce the electrical energy, that is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So यहाँ पर हम कह सकते हैं galvanic cell, यहाँ पर हम कह सकते हैं let's say galvanic cell which is used to produce electrical energy by use of energy of combustion fuels like methane, like let's say यहाँ पर hydrogen, then methane, methanol, etc. is called as fuel cell. So ये होता है हमारा fuel cell. Any galvanic cell which uses the energy of combustion of a fuels such as hydrogen on combustion will give you energy, then methane and methanol on combustion it will produce energy. सो ये कंबशन एनर्जी को हमको यूज करना है और उसको इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करना है. सो दिस होल प्रोसेस विथ विच द सेल डेवलप्ड टू कन्वर्ट दिस whole process of chemical energy into electrical energy, it is called as fuel cell. Now let's see the example of a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, which is the most common type of a fuel cell. So let's write here hydrogen H2O2 fuel cell. ठीक है, और यहाँ पर इसका डायग्राम बना लेते हैं. So this is the diagram of the diagram which is mentioned in NCERT of the fuel cell. So यहाँ पर हम setup देख सकते हैं. Let's say first of all look at the setup of this fuel cell. So here we can see from left hand side the hydrogen is supplied and the right hand side oxygen is supplied, and these two are supplied to this carbon graphite electrode. So these two are supplied to this carbon graphite electrode because both like hydrogen and oxygen both are gases in nature. So we need some inert electrodes. So यहाँ पर ये दोनों ही जो electrode है both are carbon graphite electrode. Now in between this graphite electrode there is presence of platinum or palladium also in case of hydrogen, because you know like platinum and palladium in presence of these two metal hydrogen का reaction जो होता है वो काफी fast हो जाता है और it will get accelerated. Now here the electrolyte, यहाँ पर जैसा आप देख सकते हैं aqueous electrolyte is present and that is nothing but NaOH. So NaOH will act as an electrolyte for this cell which will help in the conduction, and here you can see on the left hand side we have a anode and on right hand side we have cathode. ठीक है, so ये सारे हो गया हमारे setup. Now let's see what are the different two types of a reaction which is happening at both this electrode, that is reaction at anode and reaction at cathode. So यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं, let's say first of all let's write here anode half reaction. So यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं anode half reaction. Since anode is a negatively charged electrode, so here the oxidation process will take place. ठीक है, remember always REDCAT, that is reduction will happen always at cathode. So यहाँ पर हम oxidation लिखेंगे, चाहिए तो हम यहाँ पर ब्रैकेट में लिख सकते हैं oxidation. ठीक है, oxidation half reaction at anode, and this is like hydrogen, it will convert into a positive ion. So यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं like H2 gaseous nature plus 4 times of OH minus ion, that is in aqueous form. It will give you 4 water molecule H2O in liquid form and plus 4 electron is released out. So this will, here you will see oxygen is having oxidation state of 0 here, and in water molecule it is having +1. So definitely this is an oxidation process. ठीक है, so ये हमारा हो गया. हाँ, अभी यहाँ पर इसको बैलेंस करने के लिए we require like 2 times of H2 is required, तो ही जाकर के हमारा ये जो 4 water molecule है that will get balanced out. Now let's see reaction at cathode. So यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं let's write here itself like reduction at cathode. सिर्फ इतना ही लिखते हैं हम, reduction at cathode, and here since oxygen is only left, so यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं that oxygen O2 gas when combines with 2 water molecule, ये जो first वाले reaction या anode में water molecule produce हो रहा है, so ये हम यहाँ पर use कर लेंगे along with 4 electrons, and this when you will combine all the left hand side, so it will produce 4 times of OH minus ion, and that again will be aqueous in nature. और इसको अगर हम overall reaction लिखते हैं, so यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं overall cell reaction, and that can be given by, यहाँ पर हम overall reaction लिख सकते हैं if you cross like the opposite ions or the electrons present. So यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं the 4 electron is present on left hand side, यहाँ पर right hand side में, तो ये दोनों cancel हो जाएंगे. 4 OH on right hand side, 4 OH on left hand side. So this also will get cancelled out. So here you will get when 2 times of hydrogen, gaseous nature, it combines with oxygen O2, again gas, so it will produce 2 water molecule and that will be in liquid state. So this liquid water which is produced in these fuel cell as a byproduct will be used for drinking purpose also. Concept of building a fuel cell was so helpful that it was used in astronaut, or we can say aerospace work also, in which the byproduct like this H2O2, when they are reacting, it is producing a very large amount of heat which can be used to as a fuel for this rockets, and the byproduct, that is water molecule, it can be condensed and it can be used by astronaut in the space, like they can use this water molecule for drinking purpose also. So this was the one of the important use of this hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Now one more thing is left in this fuel cell, that as soon as the reaction will keep on continuing, there is no termination of reaction unless and until we stop the supply of hydrogen and oxygen gas at the electrodes. तो जब तक हम हाइड्रोजन या ऑक्सीजन का गैस का सप्लाई बंद नहीं करते हैं तब तक ये रिएक्शन चलता जाएगा. That is, it will keep on producing energy plus it will keep on producing water molecule also. Now the efficiency of the fuel cell, यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं efficiency. So this is approximately 70%, which is a very good efficiency as compared to thermal power plant. तो यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं that the fuel cells is also very efficient in nature as compared to thermal power plant, which is approximately 70%. And of course, since hydrogen and oxygen are reacting, it is producing water molecule, so definitely it is pollution free also. So these are the advantages that you can see for the fuel cells. So let's write the two important advantages. So here I can write like advantages of H2O2 fuel cell. और इसमें हम पॉइंट लिख सकते हैं. Yes, you can also help me with this thing. So the first point we can write is that its efficiency is approximately 70%. And the second point we can write here is, जैसे कि हर एक गैल्वेनिक सेल होता है, it is a pollution free cell. Pollution free cell. So these are like the advantages of a fuel cell with respect to, if we'll compare it with the thermal power plant. In fact, because of these advantages, there are many development in fuel cells going on which are producing a high efficient and less pollutant type of fuel cell. So now let's start with the last topic of this chapter, which is nothing but corrosion. So one of the interesting topic also, because this can be commonly seen in our like day-to-day activities. Like आप commonly इसको observe कर सकते हो. Not in day to day, but definitely आसपास में आपको कभी ना कभी ये देखने मिलता ही है. यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं the corrosion is a process of covering of metal with oxide, with the oxides, or we can say with the salt of the metal. Now commonly seen example of this one is nothing but rusting of iron, then we can see tarnishing, tarnishing of silver. That is, if you'll see, like when you purchase a new silver, any substance which is made up of a silver, that will have a shine, but later on the shine will keep on decreasing. Then next we can see development of a green coating, that's a green coating on copper and bronze. Bronze is an alloy. So ये दोनों में like we can see a development of a green coating, that is again because of corrosion only. And there are like some other example also which we can see for corrosion process. So here we are going to study about the corrosion with the help of this example, the first one, which is rusting of iron. So let me take this diagram and then we'll start with the corrosion process. So now let's see how this corrosion process works for rusting of iron. So here we had already taken this diagram. So यहाँ पर मैं बस लिख देता हूँ rusting of iron. So here you can see a metal piece of iron is taken. At this bottom, this rectangle is nothing but metal of iron. So this rectangle is nothing but iron piece, iron का metal plate है. और ऊपर जो है this circular oval part that you can see is nothing but drop of water is there. ठीक है, वो water का droplet वहाँ पर present है. Now here you can see that the first how this rusting process is happening है कि जो भी हमारा पहले metal है, that is Fe, it is converted into ferrous form, and whenever it is converted into ferrous form, so that means it is losing electron. So यहाँ पर हम कह सकते हैं loss of electron is nothing but oxidation process, and hence this metal part, so around, let's say on a rough basis, like we can take around this much portion of this metal piece will act as anode, and here we can see oxidation at anode, and this will give you the loss of electron, and that is represented by 2 times of Fe, that is in solid form. It will convert into 2 Fe plus to form ferrous form, and 4 electrons are removed out. So this will become the reaction at anode, which is again a small portion of the metal plate on one side in which the oxidation is taking place. Now once these electrons are produced, here you can see electrons are produced. See, now once the oxidation process is done, it is producing this 4 electron, and these 4 electrons are, if you will see here, it is transmitted from the left hand side. ये जो दो यहाँ पर दो इलेक्ट्रॉन हर एक Fe से जो निकल रहे हैं, it will start collecting on other side of this metal, opposite side of this metal. तो ये चारों इलेक्ट्रॉन they will get used up and it will be forming the reduction reaction. So यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं, let's say reduction at cathode, and here since along with water droplet oxygen is also produced from the environment, ये हम यहाँ देख सकते हैं. So here this oxygen in gaseous state, it is combining with H plus ion which is present here in this water molecule. So 4H plus ion which is in aqueous form, and this 4 accepted electron from anode, and then they will combine together and it will produce a 2 water molecule. So it will produce 2 water molecule. Now here we can also write the overall reaction, and in this case it will be the sum of oxidation and reduction reaction, and जो भी इसमें common part होंगे that you have to eliminate it. For example, the electrons are common में. So यहाँ पर जैसे हम ये लिख लेंगे, so it will be like 2 times of Fe. यहाँ पर मैं physical state चलो मैं लिख देता हूँ, 2 times of Fe when it is combining with oxygen and H plus ion, that is 4H plus ion. So in this case it will produce as a product, it will produce a 2 Fe plus 2 ion जो कि हमको anode में मिल ही रहा था. Then it will produce like 2 water molecule which is produced at cathode, and this will be in liquid state. Okay, and overall the EMF of this cell, that is E reduction potential, like यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं, let's say E0 of this cell, so this will be nothing but 1.67 volt. So this will be the value of EMF of this cell. So further this reaction will continue, and here ये जो Fe plus 2 ion बना हुआ है, that will continue into formation of ferric, from ferrous ion to ferric ion. Further Fe plus 2 is converted into Fe plus 3, and this reaction can be seen on this side, like on this side यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं, that is combining of oxygen with ferrous ion, and it will produce Fe plus 3 ion. ठीक है, that is ferric oxide. So यहाँ पर हम कह सकते हैं that Fe plus 2 when it is combined with oxygen gaseous state, so it will produce Fe2O3. यहाँ पर आप इसको बैलेंस कर सकते हो like by taking sufficient oxygen, and so यहाँ पर हम reaction लिख सकते हैं Fe plus 2 when combines with oxygen O2 molecule, like it will produce Fe2O3. So here you can balance this reaction by providing sufficient oxygen and Fe ion. ठीक है, so आप इसको balance कर लोगे, so that will give you ferric oxide. So this is the overall thing in which the corrosion process can be seen. And in fact this one, like ये जो ferric oxide formation हो रहा है, this will result in the formation of H plus ion also. ये जो water molecule है, यहाँ पर जो H plus ion produce हो रहा है, like इसमें से जो H plus ion मिलेंगे, so that is a result from this ferric oxide ion only. Like usually the rust is nothing but it is Fe2O3 dot X times of H2O. So this is like you can remember it, जो rust होता है, it is ferric oxide, but along with some amount of water molecule is also combined with it. So this is like overall process of rusting of iron. Now also the rusting can be prevented by using some prevention methods. So let's see what are the different prevention methods by which we can avoid this rusting process. So now let's see what are the prevention method for the corrosion. So let's see like all the important method listed as the first one, which is, let's say the corrosion will only take place if the metal, that is iron या कोई भी metal हो, when it is in direct contact with the atmosphere, जैसे कि water से directly अगर वो contact में है, oxygen है, तो ही जाकर के वो corrosion process हो पाएगा. So now what we can do is we can coat or we can cover this metal surface with some other material. So by using paint we can actually cover, like यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं paint can cover the metal surface, and because of this when the metal is directly, it is not in direct contact with oxygen and with water molecule, that is moisture also, so that will not happen the rusting process. ठीक है, और होगा भी तो बहुत ही स्लोली होगा अगर प्रॉपरली पेंट उसको नहीं किया हुआ है. सो लाइक यू कैन कॉमनली सी दिस थिंग कि जो भी ग्रिल्स होते हैं या जो भी मेटल के ऑब्जेक्ट यूजुअली घर में या कंस्ट्रक्शन में यूज करते हैं, सो दैट टाइम जो एक्सपोजर होता है, लाइक डायरेक्टली एक्सपोजर टू एनवायरमेंट है, सो इन दैट केस दे यूजुअली यूज विद oil paints so that it will provide a proper coating. Now the second one is by using electrode of other metal, other less reactive metal. ठीक है, और एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पर लिख सकते हैं जिंक हो गया, टीन हो गया, एक्सेट्रा. So this can be coated or this can be present just above the main metal. जैसे कि let's say Fe है, Fe के ऊपर अगर हमने जिंक या टिन का कोटिंग लगा दिया, so in this case corrosion can be avoided. And the third case can be used, that is called as sacrificial electrode. Sacrificial electrode method, in which the corrosion will take place, but here the corrosion of some other metal electrode will take place. And here you can take the example of electrodes such as magnesium, then we can have zinc, etc. So in type के metal का the corrosion will take place, and our main metal जिसको हमको prevent करना है, that will remain as it is. So this is the way, like we can these are some of the ways by which we can prevent the corrosion process. So battery is a source of a chemical energy, like here already stored form of energy which is in the form of electricity. So यहाँ पर हम कह सकते हैं electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. So this is the way in which a battery will work. So let's start with the first type of battery, and which is called as primary batteries. Now let's see what is the difference between a primary and a secondary battery. So आपने बहुत ही टाइम लाइक ऑब्जर्व किया होगा कि हमारे पास दो टाइप का बैटरी होता है. एक तो ऐसा होता है कि जो हम परचेज करते हैं एंड वंस इट इज गेटिंग कंज्यूम, तो उसके बाद में हमको यूज नहीं आता है, दैट मीन्स वी हैव टू परचेज इट अगेन. और एक दूसरा टाइप का बैटरी होता है जिसको आप रिचार्ज कर सकते हो, दैट कैन बी चार्ज अगेन एंड अगेन एंड इट कैन बी रीयूज. सो जो फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ बैटरी था जिसको हम एक बार ही सिर्फ यूज कर सकते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्राइमरी बैटरी. एंड द बैटरीज विच आर रिचार्जेबल इन नेचर, दैट मीन्स वी कैन अगेन रीयूज इट, सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज सेकेंडरी बैटरी. So now let's start with the primary battery, and here we'll take the example of a dry cell, or it is also called as Lagrange cell on the name of the discoverer. So here you can see the diagram of a Lagrange cell or the dry cell here, that it consists of ये cell आपने already काफी बार देखा होगा. It can be seen in case of like watches, जो wall watches होते हैं या remotes होते हैं, like TV remotes and all, वहाँ पर ये pencil cell भी हम इसको कहते हैं, dry cell भी कहते हैं, so on. सो वहाँ आपने देखा होगा. सो हियर इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ टू पार्ट. ये जो सेंटर में आपको पार्ट दिख रहा है, दिस पार्ट इज नथिंग बट अ कार्बन ग्राफाइट रॉड, एंड दिस विल एक्ट एज अ कैथोड. ठीक है, विच विल एक्ट एज अ कैथोड हियर. एंड ये जो ऊपर का लेयर होगा, लाइक द आउटर मोस्ट लेयर ऑफ दिस बैटरी, प्राइमरी बैटरी, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द एनोड, एंड दिस इज मेड अप ऑफ जिंक. ठीक है, सो हियर वी कैन सी दैट द कैथोड इज मेड अप ऑफ कार्बन ग्राफाइट and anode is made up of zinc, and between these two there is presence of chemicals, and that is made up of mixture of different substances. For example, manganese oxide is there, which is mixed with carbon black and ammonium chloride paste. So these three combination of substances are present between cathode and anode, and they will act as electrolytic paste. So now let's see what are the different type of reaction happening inside this battery. So here we can have a reaction which is happening at anode, and here we can see that anode is zinc, made up of zinc, and this will convert from zinc metal into zinc ion, Zn plus 2 and 2 electron will be removed out. This will be aqueous. So this will be the reaction in anode, that is oxidation reaction. And then we have another reaction which will be at cathode, and this will be reduction. And here we can see that manganese oxide MnO2 plus NH4 plus ion, that is ammonium ion, and plus electron, it is converted into MnO and then OH plus NH3. So this is the reaction which is happening in the electrolyte in order to bring the chemical changes, that is electrical energy is converted into the chemical energy. Now here if you see, there are two important things that we can observe, that manganese on left hand side it is plus 4 and on right hand side it has converted into plus 3 oxidation state. Okay, so this is the first observation. Then second is the ammonia which is present here, it will combine with the zinc which is produced from anode, and then it will form a complex of the type Zn. Let's say यहाँ पर हम लिख देते हैं Zn plus X times of NH3. So it will combine and it will produce Zn NH3. Let me write in this manner, NH3. It will be 4 times and plus 2 ion will be present outside. So this will form this type of a coordination complex. So this is the reaction which is continuously happening inside this primary battery, and it will continuously produce electrical energy, and internally this chemical changes is taking. So the overall, let's see the voltage, the overall voltage or the EMF of this battery, it is equal to 1.5 volt. And we had already seen the application that it can be used in the remote controls of the TVs. It can be used in many other places also. Now let's see second type of primary battery, which is a mercury cell. Now let's see, this is the diagram of a mercury cell, and this you have seen in your hand watches. Hand watches या ऐसे कोई भी जगह पे जहाँ पर lighter or the smaller source of energy is required. For example, hearing devices also. So here we can see that this mercury cell, it again consists of a two part, where here we can say that the anode, it is made up of a combination of zinc and mercury, and cathode is made up of combination of carbon graphite and paste of HgO, mercury oxide. So this is the combination of cathode and anode, and definitely we have electrolyte. So let's say here it is electrolyte, which is a combination of KOH and zinc oxide. So these are the complete substances which is present inside the mercury cell. Now let's see the overall reaction which is happening inside this cell. So now let's see oxidation at anode, ZnHg plus 2OH minus ion is converted into ZnO plus H2O plus 2 electron is removed out. And similarly we have reduction at cathode, and this will be given as HgO, mercury oxide, plus H2O, water molecule, plus 2 electron, and this will give you Hg and 2OH minus ion. And if we'll add these two reactions, so this will give you the overall cell reaction, and this will be equal to, all the common part will cancel out. For example, this water, 2 electron will get cancelled out, 2OH and 2OH will also get cancelled out. So here you can see that zinc along with mercury is combining with HgO, mercury oxide, and it is producing zinc oxide, ZnO, and plus Hg, that is in liquid state. So here you can definitely mention all the physical state. मैंने यहाँ पर नहीं लिखा because यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा space की कमी हो रही थी. So you can definitely write like mercury oxide, and then mercury oxide will be solid in nature and water is liquid in nature. और जहाँ भी आपको ion दिख रहा है, which is here only like OH minus is there, and it will be aqueous, will be present along with ions. So in this manner we can see the working of this mercury cell, and of course here also we can write that the overall EMF of this cell, it is equal to 1.35 volt. So this is the EMF or the cell potential of this mercury cadmium battery. Now let's see, these were the two type of a primary cell which are non-rechargeable in nature. Means once you have used it, इसके बाद हम इसको वापस से reuse नहीं कर सकते. We have to purchase this new one again and again. Now let's see, on the other hand, we have a new type of a battery, which is called as the secondary battery. Now let's see how that works. So now let's see the secondary battery. So here we can say when the reaction inside the battery is rechargeable in nature, that means forward and backward both the type of reaction can take place. So that is called a secondary battery. So here we can say it is rechargeable in nature. Okay, and here the first type we can see, and very common, that is lead storage battery, which is usually used in automobiles. So let's see the diagram of a lead storage battery. Now in lead storage battery, here you can see it is first of all a secondary cell which is rechargeable in nature, and it is commonly used in automobiles, and it consists of, let's see if we'll see the construction. So it consists of anode and cathode, where anode is made up of lead along with spongy lead coating. So in diagram here we can identify the negative part will be the anode. So this one is nothing but anode, which is present along with lead and the spongy lead filled around it. And we have a positive plate which is a cathode. So here this one is cathode, and here you can see that it is having a lead which is coated with lead dioxide. Okay, so PbO2 is present, and then we have a solution यहाँ पर जो electrolyte है which is made up of a 38% solution of sulfuric acid. 38% H2SO4 is present, and here all the positive and negative plates are arranged alternatively. Okay, so in this manner, like, we can construct the lead storage battery setup. Now let's see what are the working inside this battery. So here we can say the reaction at anode. So let's say first the reaction at anode. So here we can write the Pb lead along with the SO4 minus 2, it is converted into PbSO4, and plus 2 electron is removed out. And while at the cathode we can see that PbO2 combines with SO4 minus 2 and 4H plus ion with 2 electrons, and it will produce, let's say I'll write here, so it will produce PbSO4 and plus 2H2O is formed here. So this is the these are the two half reactions. These are the two reactions which are happening at the cathode and happening at anode. Now if you write the overall reaction, let's say यहाँ पर हम इसका overall reaction लिख लेते हैं. So overall it is given as, पहले तो जो भी common दिख रहा है आपको वो आप cancel out कर सकते हो. So here we can write the overall reaction as Pb when combining with PbO2 and H2SO 2 times H2SO4, because 4H plus ion here and 2 times SO4 minus 2 ion is there, so it will combine together to form 2H2SO4, and this will give you on the right hand side that Pb 2 times of PbSO4, because in cathode and anode both cases PbSO4 is formed, and plus 2 water molecule is present in cathode, so here 2H2O will come, and here this 2 electron on right and left hand side they will get cancelled out. So this is the overall reaction which is happening inside the lead storage battery. Now as we had said that the lead storage battery is rechargeable in nature, so in order to charge it, like वापस से हमको इसको अगर charge करके use करना है, so this overall reaction will convert in reverse manner. That means the reaction which ये जो हमारा anode का reaction हो रहा है, now what will happen is PbSO4 will now be converted into lead solid form, and similarly here also, like this PbSO4 and water molecule these two again split up and then it will form the reactant again, which is PbO2 and SO4 minus 2 ion and H plus ions will be formed again. So in this manner, once it is recharged, it will come back to its initial reactant again. Now let's see the second type of the secondary battery, and which is nickel cadmium battery. So here we can say nickel cadmium battery, which is again a secondary type of secondary battery, which is again rechargeable in nature. So here we can see the nickel cadmium battery, and here it is in the form of a roll like structure. So it is another important type of a secondary storage secondary battery which has a longer life than the lead storage battery. यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं it has longer life than lead storage battery. But अगर ऐसा true है, so why we are not using it? Because it is expensive. It is expensive not to use it, but to manufacture. So definitely अगर manufacturing ही अगर expensive है, तो end product जो end battery form होगा, that has to be expensive only. And the overall reaction, let's see the happening which is happening inside this nickel cadmium battery. It is that the cadmium in solid form combines with 2 nickel oxide, which is in solid form, and it will produce cadmium oxide and nickel hydroxide, and plus water molecule is removed out, or water molecule is formed, H2O liquid. So this is the overall the reaction which will happen inside the nickel cadmium battery. So with this we have finished the topic of a battery, which we saw like the primary type of battery and the secondary type of battery, and in each type we saw two examples. So I hope you have enjoyed till the end. और आपको वीडियो अगर ये अच्छा लगा हो तो अभी इसे लाइक कीजिए, इसे शेयर कीजिए. अगर आपने YouTube पे केमचैम को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो अभी के अभी उसे सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. If you're watching this video on Facebook, then do like it, share with at least 2 of your friends so that they will also get the benefit of this kind of video series. If you're watching this on Instagram, then do share this, do like this, and of course follow the page of KemCham. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching till the end. Take care. Bye bye. See you in the next video series.